What's going on, nation, and welcome to the next installment in my Transformation Challenge series. If you missed the last 12-week program, I'll post a link to that down in the info section below. Those workouts were geared more towards push-pull legs, and if you click that link, you can download all the workout cards and the calendars so you can follow along with that program. This 8-week program is going to be based off of bodybuilder split workout routines, and today we're going to be targeting your chest, triceps, and abs. And if you guys want to see all of the workouts in this series, I'll post a link to that down in the info section below because they're only going to be available on muscularstrength.com. Now, if you're watching this video and you have an upcoming adventure race, which we're going to be doing the Spartan Super in Boston on August 13th, the last 4 weeks of this program, so after the 8 weeks are over, the last 4 weeks are going to be geared towards getting ready for that race. And if you guys want to join my team, the ridiculously good-looking Spartans, I'll post a link to that down in the info section below as well, because I also have a discount code that'll get you 15% off, and we'll all get to run the Spartan Super in Boston, and it's going to be sick. Now let's take a quick look at the routine and get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is target that chest, and we're going to be doing 3 exercises, but the way we're going to do these exercises is each one is going to have 3 sets with 3 burns included, and we'll go over those while we're doing the movements. You guys are going to do 8 to 10 repetitions per exercise, and you're only taking a 60-second rest period in between each set. So make sure you stick to those rest periods and you give those burns every last bit of energy you've got. Alright guys, first up is the dumbbell bench press. You're doing 3 sets, 3 burns, 8 to 10 reps per set, and you're only taking a 60-second rest period in between your sets. There's no rest between the burns. And with this being the first exercise in the entire workout, I'm going to show it in its full length so you know exactly what I mean by burn sets and taking no rest. So as you guys can see, I'm starting off the exercise with 90-pound dumbbells, and I'm doing 8 to 10 repetitions, full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up, keeping my form nice and tight. As soon as you finish those 10 repetitions, you drop the weight, usually by 20 to 30 pounds depending on the exercise, and then go right into another set. This is called a burn. So now we're on burn 2. We're doing 8 to 10 repetitions, and again guys, we're following the same exact form. Now, if your muscles are not used to this kind of endurance and high volume, you're going to have a hard time with these burns, and I suggest that, let's say you drop down to 60s like I'm doing now, and you can only get 4 to 5 repetitions because your muscle's not used to doing this intense kind of volume. That's okay. Just drop the weight and grab whatever you can to finish that burn. Always get 8 to 10 repetitions. So if you get 5 reps with 60s, drop it down to 45s, get the last 4 reps, and that completes the burn. Then go to the last one. I just finished 8 to 10 reps with 60s. Now I'm going to grab my 40s. This is my 3rd burn. It's the final one, and I'm doing 8 to 10 repetitions. Again, make sure you guys have perfect form on these. All the way down, all the way up. Your body being fatigued is no excuse for shitty form. Drop the weight if you have to. The whole point of building muscle is to use volume to attack it as hard as possible. And the reason why we're doing these burns is to fatigue your muscles as much as possible to make all the other exercises in the routine attack that muscle, all that pre-exhausted muscle tissue, even harder. And you guys are going to see exactly what I mean after you do your first set of this dumbbell chest press. And as you guys can see, I'm going nice and slow. I'm really focusing on feeling every single muscle fiber contract throughout the entire repetition. Now that we're done doing the dumbbell bench press, we're going to go right over to the reverse grip barbell bench press. 3 sets, 3 burns, 8 to 10 repetitions, and you're taking a 60-second rest period only between sets. Now, like I said, the first exercise was the only one I was going to show you guys the full thing. I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. But as you can see, I'm doing proper range of motion. And for those of you guys who are keeping up with the Versus series, we just went over this exercise and how it targets the upper chest more than the incline bench press, which is why we're doing this. We're targeting that upper chest. The dumbbell bench press targets more of the lower part of the pectoralis major. So we're hitting the upper chest more here, all the way down, all the way up. Now, for some of you guys, when you do this, I read some comments that you complain that your wrists hurt. It's okay to wrap your wrist, so maybe give that a shot as you're doing this exercise. Always try to be as comfortable as possible. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to injure yourself or be in pain. Find a way around that pain, and if wrapping your wrist is the way to do it, then that's what you need to do. Just make sure you always finish off strong. The final exercise is going to be the low to high cable fly. You're doing 3 sets, 3 burns, 8 to 10 repetitions, and you're taking that 60-second rest period in between your sets. Now, as you guys can see, at this point in the workout, your chest, all your upper body muscles, especially your triceps as well, shoulders going to be a bit fatigued. Everything is going to be ultra fatigued, which is going to make this exercise even more effective. So make sure that when you're doing those burns, you're not just doing 8 to 10 repetitions. That is your rep range. So you need to use as much weight as possible so that by the time you get to 8 to 10, you can no longer do any more repetitions. You shouldn't be able to do 20 reps, but you're stopping at 10, if you guys get what I'm saying. But you're going to do your 3 burns here, and you're really going to focus on isolating and ripping and tearing through every single last muscle fiber you can to finish off the chest portion of this workout. As you guys can see, I'm not using momentum. All that focus and intensity is going into my chest, and I'm blasting this exercise. Now that we're done blasting your chest, we're going to move over to triceps. Now for triceps, you're also going to be doing 3 sets per exercise, 3 exercises, but you're only going to be doing 2 burns per set. Only other difference here as well is that for the first exercise, we're taking a 60-second break in between sets. For the next 2 exercises, you're only taking a 30-second rest period in between your sets. So really pay attention to those rest periods, guys. First up is going to be the skull crusher. 3 sets, only 2 burns this time, 8 to 10 repetitions, and you're taking a 60-second rest period in between your sets. Now, there's a few different ways you can do a skull crusher, guys. If you're doing it the way I'm doing it right now, you're going to have to use weight that doesn't destroy your elbows. By doing it this way with your palms facing forward, you're hitting all 3 heads of the tricep pretty hard. Now, some of you guys asked about doing the exercise by bringing the bar behind your head and almost behind the bench. You can do it that way, but that puts more emphasis on the long head of the tricep, and we're trying to hit all 3 heads equally here. That's why we're doing it this way. So adjust your weights accordingly so you can get the proper range of motion and not hurt your elbows. As soon as you get 8 to 10 repetitions, you're going to go to your second burn. As you guys can see, I'm just dropping the weights. Get right into the exercise, all the way down, all the way up. Really control that negative. You guys can see I'm going real slow in that negative. I'm feeling every single muscle fiber ripping and tearing through my triceps on every single rep. So make sure you follow suit and follow proper range of motion and proper form. The pump from those is awesome, guys. Don't need a lot of weight with skull crushers. When you go slow, bring it right down to that forehead. Always use the amount of weight that you can use to do proper form. Focus on, visualize every single muscle ripping and tearing on the way down and on the way up. It's a good feeling. Next up is one of my favorite exercises, the Tricep Pushdown. Again, 3 sets, 2 burns, 8 to 10 reps, but now we're only taking a 30-second rest period between sets, and that's going to make all the difference in terms of intensity when doing this workout. Now, this is one of my favorite exercises to do for triceps. We're targeting more of the long and lateral head here, okay? So we're targeting more long and lateral head. You guys have to make sure that you keep your elbows in one position and your shoulders don't rock too much. So all the way down, all the way up with every single repetition. Now, some people complain about going all the way to the top, saying that it takes tension out of the triceps. That's bullshit, guys. You go all the way to the top of the movement because you're controlling that negative. Remember, you break down the most muscle tissue in the negative, so having to control all the way to the top and then push all the way back down, you're getting lots of tricep activation. Now, the last exercise is the Tricep Pulldown. 3 sets, 2 burns, 8 to 10 reps, 30-second rest period in between your sets. And what's great about this exercise is we're placing a lot more emphasis on the medial head of the tricep. And one thing you'll also notice as you watch my body here, you're really not relying a lot on your shoulders to do the exercise like you did with the tricep pushdown. When doing the pull down, you can basically take your shoulders out of the equation and really focus on that nice hard extension at the bottom, flexing your triceps as hard as possible, really emphasizing that medial head. And as you can see, you're doing 2 burns, 8 to 10 repetitions, and again, follow suit with proper form. All the way up, all the way down. Try to make it so that your upper arm doesn't move at all throughout the movement, just your lower arm, so below the elbow. Now that we've finished chest and triceps, we're going to move into the abdominal portion of the routine. We're going to be doing 2 exercises focused on hitting the entire rectus abdominis. We're going to start off with an ab pull down, 4 sets, only 2 burns, and you're taking a 60-second rest period in between each set. Then as soon as you finish those, we're going to go into an alternating toe touch. However, for this one, there's no burns. You're just doing 4 sets of 20 repetitions with a 60-second rest period in between each set for those as well. The first exercise for abs is going to be the ab pull down. You guys are doing 4 sets with 2 burns, 12 to 15 repetitions per set, and you're only taking a 60-second rest period in between those sets. Now, I just released an ab video talking about if you guys want to build blocky abs, you have to work with weight, just like any other muscle in the body. Yes, you can get abs by doing body weight exercises, but if you want to build those blocks, you have to challenge yourself. And as you guys can see, as I perform this movement, I'm going all the way up and getting an arch in my back, and at the bottom, I'm going into flexion on every single repetition. That is how you get the most engagement out of this exercise. You have to come up to an arch and then go into flexion, squeezing and contracting your abs as hard as you can on every single repetition. And like I said, guys, make sure you challenge yourself with weight when doing this movement. The final exercise in this workout is going to be the alternating toe touch. 4 sets, 0 burns, and you're doing 20 reps per side, taking a 60-second rest period in between your sets. Now, even if you can't touch your toes, guys, just make sure you're getting your upper back off the ground. That is what's going to activate your abs. You guys lifting your leg and then getting your upper back off the ground, reaching for your toe as far as you can. And we're also doing an alternated movement, so we're going to get some obliques into this exercise as well. So right hand touches left foot, right foot touches left hand, repeat for 4 sets and annihilate it. Alright guys, that wraps it up for chest, triceps, and abs. Now remember, if you want to see the rest of the routines in this bodybuilding split, I'll post a link down in the info section below to bring you guys to muscularstrength.com, where you can see the routines and download the PDF files for all of the workouts, as well as the workout calendar. And if you want to join my team, the ridiculously good-looking Spartans, and run the Boston Super with me, make sure you sign up for that and use my code Herman15 for 15% off, because we're going to run this race together. It's going to be awesome. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm anxious to see how many of you guys might be able to kick my ass in this thing. It's going to be a good time. So that being said, hope you guys enjoy the workout. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.